Well, my method is to find truth. Every artist has a lot of fear. Cinema that talks about life. That's why I'm here as an artist.
Welcome to the balancing act, stardom and substance. Please welcome Shahid Kapoor. Woo! If I can just be one of you, yeah? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, guys, Shahid Kapoor is at IFP. Okay, phones नीचे रखे यार ताली बजाओ यार. Shahid, welcome to IFP.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing today? It's fantastic to be here. What a wonderful crowd. Really looking forward to this conversation and very happy to see all these wonderful faces and a room full of a lot of excited smiles. So, very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Shahid. I'm going to dive straight in. Shahid, your career is often described as alchemy. जिसका मतलब है कि ये सारे roles जो हैं, they don't fit necessarily like in one piece, but you know, each of them is different and yet there's something that binds them all together. The obvious answer is it's Shahid Kapoor, but do you also look at it that way, that you're mixing different elements every time?
Um, See, I think in life, if there is no growth, if there is no anxiousness or excitement regarding what you're going to do, if you're not entering a space that you haven't been in before, I think it stagnates you. And I think one of the biggest blessings of being an actor, being an artist, being in a space that's creative, is that as much as you are somebody who will need structure, which might be in the form of discipline or habit or learning, you can create, you can flow, you can fly, you can change direction, you can take risks. That's the best part of being an actor for me. And if you don't explore that, you're missing out on the most fun that you can have. And the biggest adventure that you can be a part of. So to me, the fact that there is variety, and you introduced me by saying that, I was like, wow, I think I did okay. So it felt fantastic, and I think that is my endeavor. And of course, every artist has a lot of fear. You're afraid because you might think you're okay, but when you go out there and you're in front of so many people, everybody's looking at you, and you don't know what they're thinking. But you have to overcome that. You have to back yourself. You have to be okay to fail. You have to be okay to be vulnerable, to not be understood, to be, very publicly embarrassed with your misstep where you might have probably got it wrong that one time, But it's not about that one time. It's a journey, It's you go from one destination to another, to another, to another. And then after you worked for a couple of decades, maybe people understand why you were doing what you were doing in the first place. And maybe sometimes you also figure it out, because you're also exploring, you're expressing, you're pretty much, choosing from what is in front of you. So you're not really completely in control of the choices that you make. It's sometimes a very limited pool. Sometimes you have to make something out of nothing. So there's all kinds of challenges which are, I think, when you look back at them, it reminds you that, life is a journey and you become who you become, and everything that happens to you was exactly what was supposed to happen to you to make you who you need to become.
Thank you so much for that beautiful start. I do want to acknowledge the OG Shahid fans if they are in the house. And when I say OG, I'm throwing it back to Aankhon Mein Tera Hi Chehra. Yeah, okay. And I'm throwing it back to Ishq Vishk. I'm throwing it back to Viva. Wow. Okay. So there's a wonderful mix of your fans here tonight, and this is lovely.
No, love to all of you guys. Thank you so much. It means the world for me to get your love and your appreciation. And I cannot thank you all enough for, just the encouragement and the support that you've given me over some good films and some not so good ones, some decent performances, some I don't know what I was doing, but you guys have still been here. So really, thank you for that. I love you guys for that. Thank you.
Shahid, one of the most beautiful things about you as an artist when I look at your trajectory is that you're one of those rare ones who can move between like mainstream and auteur-driven work with such ease. So my question is, where does that come from? Is it instinct or is it rebellion?
No, see, it's not that I don't like either of the two. I think it took me many years to kind of, I guess, understand who I am. And I think I'm still in the process of doing that. Um, Both aspects are a big part of who I am. Doing those very, very commercial, in your face, fun films, which might not necessarily be deep and poetic and profound, but which make people smile, which leave memories with you where you remember, your first date, you went and watched that movie, or, when your mom and dad came with you, or when you took your kid to watch a movie for the first time, or, that time you bunked college and went to watch that movie because the songs were so good. So commercial cinema is a part of our childhood, it's a part of our growing up, it's a part of our reality, and it makes up for the entertainment and it makes up for all the exciting things. And cinema that is full of substance, or cinema that talks about life, is really why I'm here. That's why I'm here as an artist. So one aspect of it is to give people the experience that they want to have, and the other aspect is to give myself the experience that I want to have. And that's it. There's the artist and there's the audience, and that pretty much completes it.
That's so beautiful. I must ask you, how does an artist like you protect their instinct? Because after having it done for so long, you think you know it all. You could think you know it all. But there are some decisions that you'd only take with instinct. So how do you protect that, Shahid?
It's very strange. That's a great question. I have somehow very often also been misunderstood for protecting my instinct because I'm very territorial about it. It's very instinctive. It's like how I would feel if somebody tried to come to attack somebody from my family, or if somebody was to misbehave with my mother or my wife, or if somebody was to, come towards my children. It's something that comes from inside. It's not something that can be explained. And I guess that's because I love what I do, because these are the people that I love. And if anybody tries to attack them or damage them, for me, it's very personal. And I think that's true for my instinct as well. And I think it is very personal for me. And so sometimes when, the commercial aspect of things, or the monetary aspect, or the practical, or the realistic, or the sensible aspect of things starts to dictate the narrative, there's just, the rebellion just comes from inside saying no. Also, I feel that I've always been the kind of person who would, if everybody's going right, I'll say, let's just go left. And many times that's not good, because sometimes it's like, arey yaar, right hi theek tha. But that's where the adventure is, that's where the challenge is, that's where originality is, that's where risk is. And, like high risk, high return. And my career has been full of that. Whenever I've played safe, it's somehow not given me the result that when I have been experimental has, and it might not necessarily just be about numbers. Because numbers will come and go, but what you build is a reputation. What you build is, memories. What you build is, I think, respect. What you build is deep set appreciation. I think those are things that I know, we live in a very, very different time today, and everything's just boom, boom, in, out, in, out. But it's those deeper impressions that you leave with the audience, because of which they probably support you when you make mistakes, because, we all do. I was just watching the India-South Africa match, and there was Virat and Rohit batting. And I was like, Yeah, these are the OGs. These are the guys who do it. I will always want to see them play cricket, you know. So that's what they've built over 20 years, for example. It's just an example, you know. It was literally, I was just watching it and I was thinking this. I was like, this is how you earn respect. This is how you create your reputation. And this is how you leave deep impact, something that, should hopefully add to whatever job that you're a part of, whatever profession that you're a part of. You should leave something that lingers, that stays with people, and 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, when people look back, it should still have meaning. Then it was timeless. And what's timeless is always, the most beautiful, always.
Thank you so much for that. I rewatched Jab We Met recently because I do very often, because I love that film. And I had to share an observation. As much as Geet brought so much flavor, I think what you did with that role there was so much of stoicism, so much of beauty, and you allowed this character to like really be, wonderful and fly, But I think that that is one of your most underrated performances, and I want to tell you this on a stage as beautiful as IFP, because I really feel like और तालियां होनी चाहिए for Jab We Met for Shahid. And we've gone through your process multiple times when we've spoken about Haider, about Kabir Singh, Udta, and I feel like each of those preparations have been different. Yet today I want to ask you, what is the Shahid Kapoor method, and is there one? So today, आप बता ही दो हमें, please.
I mean, see, method is what does that mean? Because, I mean, every actor has to find himself. What works for another individual will not work for me. But I do feel just as how life, when you're a child, starts with imitation. Like they say, if you want your child to be a good child, don't tell them what to do. Be what you want them to be, and they will learn by seeing and not by being told. So I think acting also starts like that. It starts with imitation. You imitate on the basis of all the memories that you have of all the performances that you saw, which left you as a fan, as an audience, left you, hoping that one day you will get an opportunity to do that. And just as you get that opportunity, you start doing exactly what you saw. And then you realize, oh my God, I'm not doing anything that I'm supposed to do. Like, I don't know what to do in this situation because I'm just doing what I saw somebody else do. Sometimes most of your career can just be doing that. But if that hits you, if that wakes you up, where you look at yourself and you say, where am I? Yeah, I'm giving a good shot. Yeah, I'm crying. Yeah, I'm laughing. But where is me in that? What is authentic in that? Wherever I, bared my soul and let my vulnerability, whether it is behaving badly or whether it is being sad or it is being soft, all these things are not things that we would openly, happily do in a certain degree in front of most people who aren't maybe our closest friends or, our confidants, like people who we really, really trust. We'll only bear those aspects of ourselves in front of those people. And here we have to do it, in front of the whole world. So it is very personal, and you have to find you. So, well, my method is to find truth. That's what it comes down to. If I don't feel what I'm doing and if I'm performing it, I'm not happy. I can perform it, and a lot of times people can think that they got it, but I don't go to sleep well. What I realized the more and more I acted is that there is no method. It has to be innocent, it has to be honest, it has to be real, it has to be a truthful reflection of yourself. And thank you. But if you're not doing that, then what's happening is that you're building on a lie. And I feel that as an artist, you can lie for a certain period of time if you're really good looking, and if you're very charming, and if you're good at fooling people, or if you're good at the craft. But eventually it crashes. But when you go within and when you act with honesty, when you try and search inside and find something that is truly personal and express it, it adds to you. You know, it nourishes you. It helps you grow. It opens up all those emotions that are blocked inside. And I think everybody who becomes an actor eventually becomes an actor to be, because I think, you know, if we were to express our emotions in real life, matlab nobody will be able to deal with us. You know, so if you're a very low on emotion person, then I don't know if you'd be an actor. For me, it's because I'm a very high on emotion person. I feel a lot of things. I'm very, very sensitive, extremely sensitive, and I think about everything. And you know, I'm very deeply into life in itself. And so I think I need a channel to be able to express myself. You know, where all those things that I'm not able to put out, I can put them out through some other format. And then, you know, all that gets harnessed into the craft. And then you find characters which attract you. And I also feel that a lot of things that you're not able to express in life come through your characters. So it's just that. For me, it's just about look for truth, be honest, keep it simple, and make it real. That's it.
Beautiful. I think it'll be, yes, I think that deserves an applause. Thank you. Thank you for being so honest, even right now. I want to take you back to Tommy from Udta, and I think there are lots of fans here in the audience. So let's ask you, when did you find the truth to Tommy? And how does that typically happen? Like while you're going through the emotions, especially that scene when you look into that toilet bowl, it'll never leave us. I'm sorry, I never thought I'll say that on stage. But it's true.
Itne softly or poetically you spoke about a commode, yaar. Fantastic. And when we were doing it, I never thought people will find it poetic, but...
But the truth is that you have to tell us now that where did you think that you found the truth in Tommy to play him that way?
Man, when that script came to me, my first question to Chobe was like, why are you coming to me, yaar? Maine to matlab, I don't drink, I have not done anything, I have never been high, I don't know how to do this, so this is as far away from my reality as it can get. And he said, but I think you're a good actor, and if you're a good actor, you should be able to do something which you have not done in your real life, otherwise, like, how are you a good actor? So that was a huge challenge that kind of came my way. And in the beginning, the only way I could start was when he shared a lot of footage with me, because I think we wanted to talk about addiction and the rock star aspect of Tommy, the popular aspect of Tommy. I could understand, you know, because I'm an actor, I'm a film actor, and you know, so one experiences those kind of things to some degree. But it was the addict aspect of him that I had absolutely no idea where to start. So it started with watching a lot of documentaries, understanding the physiological reaction that substance causes within you, and then building from there. You know, trying to understand अंदर क्या होता है जब आपके साथ ये सब चीज़ें होती हैं, जब आप कुछ लेते हो तो क्या होता है, what does it do to you, and जब आप उसको छोड़ने की कोशिश करते हो या आपको उसकी तलब लगती है या craving होती है, तो what happens to the body physically. So it started very much with just trying to build from there. And also it was one of the craziest characters that I had ever read. And like, I don't know like if a character like that had been ever played before in Hindi cinema, or anybody had attempted it even in the film that they were making. So it was a great opportunity. It was a great opportunity to explore, and then we just went crazy with it. We just went crazy with it. We had no holds barred. We just went in there and just, you know, lived that nocturnal life for 40 days. I think most of the film was at night. And I was eating very little food, surviving a lot on black coffee. And just, I don't know, expressing some very crazy side of myself which I didn't know even existed. So yeah, he was one of the most experimental characters that I've played, and it's unreal, man. I never thought, like, you know, what, it's been 12, 13 years since I did that film, that there would be people remembering Tommy Singh, you know, more than a decade later. So that's unreal, right? That goes to show that you never know what the audience wants. I mean, they're up for stuff, man. They're up for new stuff. You should give it to them.
Wow, absolutely. We're going to ask you a few fun questions because we must, which is, so we'll start with what matters to you more? Is it reinvention or relevance?
I don't think you can be relevant if you don't reinvent.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a round of applause for that. It's true. One role you wish you'd said yes to or no to?
There are a few I should have said no to, but I think I learned from them as well. I'll be honest. I think I learned a lot of things. Sometimes when you do something that you realize is not truly who you are or you don't want to do, then you learn how to say no the next time. A role that would have loved to do. There are many. There are many roles that I would love to do. You're talking about just any film that I've seen? There are lots, yeah. But honestly, now I have reached a place. When I was younger, na, मेरे अंदर ये था, ये मेरे को मिल जाता ना, मैं इससे better कर देता. But I don't feel like that anymore. I really like seeing other people's performances because you want to see other people's performances. You can't just be performing all the time yourself. It's very draining, So I think just as how other people might enjoy your work, you want to be able to enjoy other people's work, see different interpretations, and learn from them. Sometimes you might not like somebody's performance and people love it, and you're like, "But क्या अच्छा लगा था इसमें लोगों को?" And then you learn something new, So I would not say there's any performance that I should have done because I feel that's taking away from the work that somebody else might have done. And if I truly loved that film and that character, and I felt like I wish I got that opportunity, it would be disrespectful to say that, I wish I had done that because what's respectful is to say that was fantastic and, it was perfect for that person who did it.
A director who might have shifted your understanding of acting?
There are a few. I think, of course, Vishal Bhardwaj. Yes. Round of applause for Vishal Bhardwaj, guys. Come on. Yes. All right. He's a special filmmaker. We've just finished a film together called O Romeo, which is going to be out in February around Valentine's Day. It's got a stunning cast, and I am super excited for that fourth collaboration that I've had with him. So definitely, I think Vishal sir has always challenged me. He's thrown me into the deep end. He's put me in the same frame with the best actors in this country, and given me a central part, and made me feel like why do I have this part? I mean, these guys are far more established, stunning performers, and here is a film I'm doing called Haider, which is about Haider, and then I'm standing with Tabu ma'am, and then I'm standing with Irfan sir, and then I'm standing with KK sir, and I'm performing with stalwarts, people I've learned from, and I get to be Haider and Haider, so when you are in that position, it makes you feel like, this is the dream, it's coming true, and you better do the best that you can do. So he has always done that for me, and I think this is another film that is similar. Definitely, I would say we are trying to take it to the audience. So it's I think a very, very entertaining commercial film as well. But it is cinema. It is going to be the sensibility and the vision of Vishal Bhardwaj, and I'm very, very happy to be collaborating with him. So Vishal Bhardwaj, without doubt, Imtiaz Ali. I think Imtiaz is a very, very very fine filmmaker, somebody who has a very cinematic mind, somebody who's able to reach out to the audience and stay relevant over such a long period of time, and just a great guy, and he was, it was literally his second film when we worked together, so he was very, very young. मैं उसका काफ़ी senior था. And of course, Suraj Bharjatia, who I worked with in Viva. I think he's a fantastic filmmaker. I've learned a lot from him. Abhishek Chaube, who I did Udta Punjab with, is again a filmmaker I learned a lot from. Very docu-style, very raw, very real, very dark, very edgy. So of course, very different from the more mainstream commercial stuff that I'd been doing. Sandeep Reddy Wanga, who I did Kabir Singh with, who is, I think, right now one of the most effective, one of the most successful, most original filmmakers that we have. He has his own way of telling his stories, and I think he's very powerful, and also his craft is very strong. And Rajan DK, who I worked with on Farzi, I had a great time working with them. It's been fantastic working with them. They are just really good at what they do. And I'm working with Homi right now, Homi Adajania, on the sequel to Cocktail. I've had a great time working with Homi. He's a great guy, and somebody again who's really helping me do something new and different. I might have missed out on a few filmmakers. I'm really sorry, but that's what I could come up with right now.
I want to close this because Kay is obviously at the podium, but I do want to ask you a fun question.
Why are you sorry, mate? You should throw us out now.
Oh, no.
We've been-
Never. We welcome you back, always. Welcome you back, always.
But
Never.
I really want to ask you this, Shahid. What do you think is a fan favorite song? Because that's what I love about you, where on one hand we can talk about all of the art of the artist, and you can also, do the moja hi moja with you. So my question is, what do you think? What do you think is a fan favorite song of yours?
I mean, the people are right there. Why are you asking me?
No, come on, you have to guess.
I'll go with whatever the room likes. I don't know.
Yeah, what's your favorite song? Moja hai moja? Yeah? Ek kudi, beautiful. Not Dhantadan? There's too many. All right, so now the reason why we're doing this is I want to come to you. Which of these is actually your favorite?
My favorite song that I have done, one was Bismil from Haider. I think, because I just really loved the fact that there was a entire story and an entire play happening within a movie, and it was a part of the narrative. From a dancing and enjoyment point of view, I have loved a lot of songs. Of course, Moja Moja and Nagada are on that list, and Dented N is very much on that list. And, Dhating, Nach, and all that, other Sadi Ka Fall, and all that. Like, I love all of it, all of it. In fact, even the stuff that we did for Teri Baaton Mein Uljha Jiya, like, it was great fun doing all those songs. I love dancing, And in the middle, I actually didn't dance for like 7 or 8 years. I just didn't do a movie where I danced. And I had some very close choreographer friends who had given up on me. They were like, "Ye pagal ho gaya hai." I was like, "Yaar, teko naachna aata hai, tu naach le. Why are you like not doing it?" But sometimes you need to do that because every character doesn't need to dance. And sometimes you need to put your foot down and say, this character doesn't need to dance. Ye doctor hai, isko naachne ki zarurat nahi hai. Having said that, doctors bahut acha naachte hain. But I just mean like depending on the story and whatever, right? But I've enjoyed all of those songs, yeah.
Amazing. Well, Shahid, thank you so much for dropping by. I truly appreciate your time today. And thank you for meeting us all at IFP, guys. Big round of applause for Shahid Kapoor, yeah? One question we have time for. Who is this lucky person? Anybody it could be. There's a girl who's standing up.
Shahid's pick.
There's a girl who's standing up in the blue top. So can we please give
Can we
her
get the mic to her, please, quickly?
One question. That's
Right
all
there.
we have time for. There's a girl in the blue top. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Shahid.
Hi, how are you?
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
Shahid, I've been a fan since the very beginning of time, and I'm a dancer as well. I have one question to ask you. There is a scene in Kabir Singh where they tell you that someone has messed up with Preeti and you suddenly shout. And that was the scene that we all got.
Shouted a lot. You have to be specific in that film.
It's
A lot
the...
of shouting.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a lot of Prede. So, which one is
There is a holy scene.
Holy scene. Okay, yeah.
Holy scene where a call comes and you shout. And that is one scene that gave all of us goosebumps. I was like this. I want to ask you, how do you bring that kind of magic into a scenario? How do you bring that kind of shriek moment where nobody expected that? So that's my question.
पहले तो यार लड़कियों को गालियाँ अच्छी लगती है मुझे. All these girls like these aggressive boys, na? I don't know why. See, honestly, I might have shouted in many of my films, right? But that moment seems to stick. So the credit for that has to go to the filmmaker. It cannot go to the actor. It is the filmmaker and the way he captured that moment and the way he edited it and the way he created a before and after for that moment that gave you that response. I will always say this. The film is above any actor, any star. You guys are kind enough to give us all the love. But from being where we are behind the camera, the honest truth of it is it's the filmmaker, it's the story, and it's the character. And you're fortunate to be there. And of course, you're professional, you'll do your best. But you're fortunate to get that opportunity and be in that moment. So always the film, character, and filmmaker.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Kate.
Thank you. We want to do a picture with everybody.
Thank you.
Guys, let's get those
Thank you so
beautiful
much, guys. Love it.
flashlights.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Can we make this picture worth $1 million? Can we get all your flashlights on your phones? Hold it up. Hold it up for him. Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Can I get the house lights off, please? All the house lights off. And can you put on all the flashlights on your phones? Hold them up, hold them up. Hold them up.